Hi, loves. This is Christina, and today will not be my regular type of content. We won't be discussing makeup. I did have pre recorded videos that I don't feel up to editing right now. I try to keep this space as unproblematic as possible. I try to keep this space free from all the horrors outside of this here space because there are so many in this world. But what has transpired this week has affected me so deeply that I cannot even move on to do anything further in this space until I address it. So this is your time. If you're not up to it, if you just don't want this content right now, then this is your time. You absolutely can exit this video because I'm not trying to trigger anybody, but this will have a lot to do with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So with Charlie Kirk, the interesting thing is I actually don't follow Charlie Kirk. I know who he is. It wasn't until Wednesday that I even started to do a deep dive on him, listen to some of his debates, watch some of the tributes from people who were close to him, and of course many conservative, but not all. This will not be a political conversation. This mostly is talking about the condition of our human souls and trying to figure out how depraved we've become where we can't even have a conversation between us that doesn't incite such hate and rage that we feel the need to unalive each other. And not simply just unaliving each other. There's the benefit of the horrendous comments about his death. That was something I was not expecting. I did not know people had such fierce hate for people's ideals and beliefs that were different from theirs, that they were able to dehumanize someone. This is what we do as people. If you can dehumanize a person, you are able to treat it less than a human. And we have got to the point where we have dehumanized each other, all for the sake of what? Being upset that people don't have the same ideals, the same religious beliefs. In America, where we have so much freedom, the freedom to speak, the freedom to live freely, to have all cultures, all religions, all of us to come together, to learn from each other, to grow from each other, to inspire one another through our culture, through our differences. We are losing that. We're losing that ability to come together and enrich each other in these things. This death showed me that spiritually, there is something at work, because Charlie was just a civilian. Yes, he may have spoke, he may have been well known, he may have had an impact on a certain political party, but honestly, he was just like you or I. Nothing meriting, because first of all, it doesn't merit. Like, having a political difference doesn't merit. I will feel the same way if I saw Donald Trump, if I saw Biden, if I saw Kamala, if I saw Obama, if I saw Vance, if I saw any political person murdered in front of me, it would grieve my spirit heavily, because we weren't meant to take that type of trauma in. We were not meant to kill each other. We were not meant to see each other in those ways. And I feel personally traumatized by by seeing that image, and I did not seek it out. It was shown to me, and that's okay. I'm not mad about it, but I don't recommend you seeing it. Don't seek it out. Don't seek it out. But there's a lot of things going around about Charlie, and I would behoove you to do your own research. Because from what I have seen in the last few days that I've been looking at different debates and seeing different people who had spoken to him, who known him personally on both sides, I don't think the things they're saying is true. The isms, right? I would really, really strongly recommend this particular content creator, Amir Odom. I actually watched this the other day, and I was so grateful for it because there's a lot of things online that you're not sure about, especially as an African American, a Black American. There's a lot of things that he said that sounds problematic, but here's Amir, a gay Black man who has nothing but kind things to say about his encounters with Charlie, how he changed his life, and how Charlie embraced everybody. It didn't matter what race, sexual orientation, or anything that you were. His whole purpose was to, whether you agreed with his way of doing it, he wanted to bring people back together through conversation. He wanted to inspire America to our full potential by bringing open dialogue to reduce the hate, to understand one another. And when someone like that is killed because they don't like his way, his way of debate, so we're not supposed to have open conversation anymore? Like we can't discuss, we can't disagree. I have already recorded a video. I had to get all my crying out because the crying has been, anytime I see his family, or I see him, or I see just an image of him that day, it makes me teary. And recording this and doing many takes of this has helped me get all that out, because my whole point of this video was not to be crying here, but to speak a message of hope, that it's not too late for us. For me, it was a great spiritual awakening. For me, it was showing me that I can no longer bury my head in the sand. I can't pretend like I don't see. I can't pretend that I don't hear. I can't pretend that like these things aren't happening, and that the evil and the hatred is festering in the most corrosive way in this country. Other countries we can't do a whole lot about. We can do some, but we can't fix those things. We can fix what's in America. We can fix each other before we implode from the inside out, before all hell breaks out. And thankfully, I'm so glad that there's been no killings, no riots, no anything since the passing of Charlie. It could have been really ugly, and it hasn't been. For the most part, it's been very civil, even in the midst of great ugliness. And to me, that speaks a lot about that movement. To me, you bear it by its fruit. And it's caused me to do a lot of soul searching. I personally am not going to talk about my political beliefs, but I will tell you that I have voted Democratic and I voted Republican. And I am, most importantly, first and foremost, a devout Christian. And I have been for a really long time. I've never needed to talk about that in this channel, because you should be embodying that without people having to know who you are. So this attack felt very personal, because when I look into Charlie, he just holds many foundational Judeo-Christian beliefs. You may not like Charlie, you may not agree with Charlie, that's okay. But if you can sit there and say you were unaffected by someone being murdered in front of you, in front of their children, because you don't agree with what they've said, you need to check yourself spiritually, because something is not in alignment. Because we are all created in the image of God, and there should just be human decency for life being sacred. For life being sacred. Me personally, I don't know what my part is. I don't know what I'm planning to do and how to be a light in the darkness. But if there was no darkness, God wouldn't call us to be a light. So this will always be, and it's been since humankind existed on this earth. We have been terrible to each other. And as a person who's an absolute people person, nothing breaks my heart more than us being hateful and just flippant about each other. This channel will never be a commentary, okay? That's not where I'm at. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm not even prepared to like go there. I like beauty. It makes me happy. I build a beautiful community here. And I'm sorry if this video is not what you want to hear from me, but this is a part of me. And I think the best part about social media in this space particularly is that we can be real, we can be honest with each other, and we can show our emotions. I've never been afraid to show my emotions here. I've told you guys many things, and I've cried on this channel about things that have happened in my life and people I've lost. So this is no different. All I know is I've been spiritually awoken. I'll say it like that. So what that means in the future, I don't know. It doesn't mean anything for this channel, because I'm hoping that getting this video out will make me feel better. Like I put my piece of it out into the world. But I just want to make a difference. And I don't know what that means, you know. But I know that I love you guys. And I wish only amazing things for you. Something's got to change. We've got to change. I believe in us. I think we can. With that, loves, blessings. Blessings upon blessings over your life, over your family, over your hearts.